Alright, I'm gonna make a quick video. Standing up because my back sucks. And I'm making, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I made this steak. And I usually reverse sear where you put it in a really low oven to hit 120°F internal temp. And then you take it out and you put it on a really, really hot pan. And this steak was thin enough. I probably don't need to do this, but I still like doing it because if I don't, I get impatient and I put a cold steak onto a pan and I ruin it. So this guarantees that I'll get perfect temp every time. And I wanted to replicate that steak dish that Pierre White makes over and over and over again, where you put mustard on it and then dip it in chives. But I don't have all the correct ingredients, so I kind of improvised. I had Chinese chives, English mustard, brown mustard, and spicy fermented soybean paste. And so I used that as my seasoning for the steak. And usually when I also reverse sear, I pre-salt it and I put it in the fridge. But this time I didn't do it. I'm kind of glad I didn't do it because it probably would have been too salty had I done that. And after the sear, I have one side dish, which is just scallions. Just grill, put on the hot pan, really, really fast. Not necessarily cooked all the way through either. And I should have probably trimmed the scallions a little bit more. I used a smaller pan. And then after the steak has been rested for maybe a minute, I add my mixed mustards. And I think he usually uses Dijon mustard, but I think if I mix these two together, it's milder than having only English mustard. And then I attempt, I don't have my camera, so I'm using my phone, so I can only have one hand. I attempt to pour this soybean paste with one hand. It kind of didn't work. And I was worried about seasoning, but it turns out that it was barely under seasoned, which is perfect because you could just adjust at the very, very end. Yep. And I never know what you're supposed to eat this with. I think I'm assuming that you're supposed to eat this with a potato thing. Don't have that. So I just made steamed rice on the side. Oh yeah, these are the Chinese chives. They didn't really stick. I think I have to cut them more finely, but whatever. I just threw it on top. So yeah, no stock pot. I used the soybean paste to make everything stick. And this turned out way better than I thought. In the back of my mind, I thought maybe the Chinese chives would be too strong for this dish, but honestly, it was pretty good. And with the leftover chives on the cutting board, just used it the next day to make chive omelet and rice. But yep, this is a quick video. I have to go to the last restaurant in this little cluster in my neighborhood. Yep, see ya.